Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the geography chapter for class 8. The topic of the chapter is land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about what is land, what is soil, what is water, what is natural vegetation and all about wildlife. In this presentation, we are going to solve or have a look on the contents. The contents that we are going to follow in this presentation are glossary, take the correct answer, match the following, state true or false, answer the questions and extra questions. Now let's start with the glossary. Land, the part of Earth's surface that is not covered with water is called land. I repeat, the part of Earth's surface that is not covered with water is called land. Number 2, land use. The commodity term, I repeat, the commodity term in which the land is used in various manner is called land use. Number 3, common property resources. I repeat, common property resources. The use of land in various aspects, but on the basis of ownership. I repeat, on the basis of ownership, that is public or private. Number 3, landslides. The mass movement of the rock, debris or earth down a slope is known as landslide. Soil, the organic or inorganic materials on the surface of the earth that provide the medium of plant growth is known as soil. I repeat, the organic or inorganic matters or materials on the earth's surface that provide medium of plant growth is called soil. Let's continue with the glossary. Next point is degradation of soil. I repeat, degradation of soil. The decline in soil condition caused by its improper use or poor management. Next point is soil conservation. I repeat, soil conservation. The prevention of loss of topmost layer of soil from erosion or prevention of reduced fertility of soil caused by various reasons. I repeat, the prevention of loss of topmost layer of soil from erosion or prevention of reduced fertility is caused by various reasons. Next point is water. The clear liquid that has no color, taste or smell that falls from cloud as rain, that forms streams, lakes and seas, and that is used for drinking, washing, etc. That is called water. Okay. Next point is natural vegetation. The plants that have not been grown by humans. It doesn't help from humans and gets whatever it needs from its natural vegetation. Yes, students, natural vegetation don't require human beings for its cultivation. It is totally dependent on the natural environment. Next point is natural wildlife. Traditionally refers to the undomesticated animal species. I repeat, traditionally refers to undomesticated wild animal species, but has come to include all organisms that grow or live wild in an area without being introduced by human beings. It means that without being affected by human beings. That is called natural wildlife. So now let's start the exercise. The first part of the exercise is pick the correct answer. Students, here in this question I have already mentioned the correct answer, but it will be better if you guess the answer by your own. Question number 1. Which one of the following is not a factor of soil formation? Options are A. Time, B. Soil texture, C. Organic matter. The correct answer is soil texture. Which one of the following methods is a most appropriate, I repeat, appropriate to check soil erosion on steep slopes? A. Shelter belts, B. Mulching, C. Terrace cultivation. The correct answer is terrace cultivation. I repeat, the correct answer is terrace cultivation. Question number 3. Which one of the following is not in favor of conservation of nature? A. Switch off the bulb when not in use. B. Close the tap immediately after using. C. Dispose polybags after shopping. The correct answer is dispose polybags after shopping. Now we are having the second option, that is match the following. We are having here two columns, column A and column B. In column A, we are having some points, that is number 1, land use, number 2, humus, number 3, rock dams, number 4, biosphere. In column B, we have A. Prevent soil erosion, B. Narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere, C. Productive use of land, D. Organic matter deposited on the top. So here the correct answers are number 1, land use matches to productive use of land. Humus matches to organic matter deposited on the top. Number 3, rock dams matches to prevent soil erosion. Number 4, biosphere matches to narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. Now let's continue with state true or false. Number 1, Ganga Brahmaputra plain of India is an overpopulated region. Is it true or false? Yes, the correct answer is true. Number 2. Water availability per person in India is declining. True or false? True. Rows of trees planted in the coastal areas to check the wind movement is called intercropping. False. Human interference, I repeat, human interference and changes of climate can maintain the ecosystem. False. So students, let's start with answer the following questions from your book exercise. Question number 1. Which are the two main climatic factors responsible for soil formation? Answer is the two main climatic factors responsible for soil formation are temperature, B. Rainfall. Question number 2. Write any two reasons for land degradation today. Answer is overuse of chemical fertilizers and deforestation are the two main reasons for land degradation. I repeat, overuse of chemical fertilizers for more production and deforestation are two main reasons for land degradation. Question number 3. Why is the land considered as important resource? I repeat the question. Why is the land considered as important resource? Answer is land is an important resource because it provides surface for agriculture, living, forestry, industries, construction, etc. I repeat the answer. Land is an important resource because it provides surface for agriculture, living, forestry, industries, constructions, etc. Let's start with question number 4. Name the two steps that government has taken to conserve plants and animals. Answer is steps taken by the government include A. Establishment of natural parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves in different parts of India. Number B. Awareness programs, I repeat, awareness programs like social forestry and tree plantation, like celebration of Van Mahotsav. I repeat, celebration of Van Mahotsav. Question number 5. Suggest 3 ways to conserve water. A. 3 ways to conserve water are as under. Number 1. Rainwater harvesting. I repeat, rainwater harvesting. It is a method of collecting water while it rains so that it may come to use in the future. Number B. The canals used for irrigation should be properly built so that loss of water does not take place while the water is transported to the field. I repeat the sentence. The canals used for irrigation should be properly built so that loss of water does not take place while the water is transported to the field. Next point, in dry regions, drip or trickle irrigation is suggested. I repeat, in dry regions, drip or trickle irrigation is suggested. Now let's start with extra questions. Question number 1. Write differences between the following. A. Terrace farming and counter bluffing. Answer is terrace farming alters the shape of the slope. I repeat, alters the shape of the slope to produce flat areas that provide a catchment for water. I repeat the whole sentence once again. Alters the shape of the slope to produce flat areas that provide a catchment for water. Number 2. Wide steps are cut around the slopes of hill to prevent soil erosion. I repeat, wide steps are cut around the slopes of hills to prevent soil erosion. Next point is counter bluffing. I repeat, counter bluffing. Counter bluffing follows the natural shape of the slope without altering it. Number 2. In counter bluffing, the land is plowed across the slopes and along the counter lines. This will also reduce soil erosion and make rainwater infiltrate into the soil. I repeat, this will also reduce soil erosion and make rainwater infiltrate into the soil. To be continued with the differences. The second topic that we have to find out the differentiation is private and community land. I repeat, private and community land. Private land, it is owned and controlled by private individuals. Number 2, the produce coming out of private land is consumed or sold by private individual. Next is community land. It is owned and controlled by government authorities or any community. The produce of the community land is consumed and shared among a group of people. I repeat, the produce of the community land is consumed and shared among the group of people. See students, as the name is concerned, it is very clear. Private means the land which is of our own. Community land which belongs to several other people in a group. So in private land, whatever we are having is being only consumed by our own self. But in the community land, whatever the production we have, it is being on the sharing basis. Now let's start with very short questions. Question number 1. What are the possible reasons behind the uneven distribution of population around the world? I repeat the question. What are the possible reasons behind the uneven distribution of population around the world? Answer is, the reasons behind uneven population distribution are mainly the varied conditions of land and climate. I repeat, mainly the varied conditions of land and climate. Question number 2. Give 3 common forms of land use. I repeat the question. Give 3 common forms of land use. Answer is The three common forms of land use are: number 1, A as cropland, number 2, pasture, number 3, forest. Question number 3. What human factors determine land use pattern? I repeat the question. What human factors determines land use pattern? Human factors affecting land use pattern are population and technology. Human factors affecting land use pattern are population and technology. Continued with question number 5. What is required to make soil fertile? I repeat the question. What is required to make the soil fertile? The right mix of minerals and organic matter is needed to make soil fertile. Number 6. What is parent rock? The rock from which soil is derived is called parent rock. I repeat the sentence. The rock from which the soil is derived means taken, is called parent rock. What are the factors threatening soil as a resource? What are the factors threatening soil as a resource? Two factors that threaten soil as a resource are soil erosion and its depletion. I repeat once again. Two factors that threaten soil as a resource are soil erosion and its depletion. Depletion means over here that we consume a lot but the production of the soil is very rare left. Question number 8. What methods of soil conservation may be used in coastal and dry regions? Shelter beds are used to protect the soil in coastal and dry regions. What is used? Shelter beds are used to protect the soil in coastal and dry regions. Now let's continue with question number 9. Why is the earth called water planet? The earth's surface has about 3/4 water, so it is called water planet. Question number 10. In what forms are fresh water found on the earth? Fresh water is found in the form of groundwater, water in rivers, lakes, and as water vapor. What is the name given to the process involved in rain formation? The process involved in the formation of rain is called water cycle. Name some regions of water scarcity in the world. I repeat the question. Name some regions of water scarcity in the world. Answer is Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America and Australia face water scarcity. Now let's continue with question number 13. Name a method to save surface runoff. I repeat the question. Name a method to save surface runoff. Answer is water harvesting is a method to save surface runoff. Question number 14. How is a bird like vulture important for ecosystem? I repeat. How is a bird like vulture important for the ecosystem? A vulture feeds on dead livestock. I repeat, a vulture feeds on dead livestock, and so it cleanses the environment. And so it cleanses the environment. Question number 15. What is the distinguishing feature between evergreen and deciduous forest? I repeat the question. What is the distinguishing feature between evergreen and deciduous forest? Answer is evergreen forest never shed their leaves. I repeat, evergreen forest never shed their leaves, whereas deciduous forest shed their leaves once a year. Whereas deciduous forest shed their leaves once a year. Question number 16. What is Van Mahotsav? I repeat, what is Van Mahotsav? Answer is the social program of planting trees organized at community level is called Van Mahotsav. I repeat, the social program of planting trees organized at community level is called Van Mahotsav. Now, the second point is short type of questions. Question number 1. What is weathering? Weathering refers to the breaking up and decay of exposed rocks. This breaking up and decay is caused by temperature fluctuations between too high and too low. Frost actions, plants and animals, and even human activity. I repeat, weathering refers to the breaking up and decay of exposed rocks. This breaking up and decay is caused by temperature fluctuations between too high and too low. Frost action, plants, animals, and even human activity. Weathering is the major process involved in the formation of soil. I repeat, weathering is the major process involved in the human activity. It takes millions of years to form soil by this process. I repeat, it takes millions of years to form soil by this process. Question number 2. Write a short note on wildlife. The animal kingdom, which consists of animals, I repeat, the animal kingdom which consists of animals, birds, aquatic creatures and insects is called wildlife. These creatures provide us various important products such as milk, meat, hides and wool. I repeat, these creatures provide various important products such as milk, meat, hides and wool. Bees give us honey and help in pollination. They play the role of decomposers in the environment. Bees give us honey and help in pollination. Bees give us honey and help in pollination. They play the role of decomposers in the environment. Birds like the vultures are scavengers. I repeat, birds like vultures are scavengers and they help in cleansing the environment. All forms of wildlife are an integral part of our ecosystem. I repeat the last line. All forms of wildlife are an integral part of our ecosystem. Now continuing with the question number 3. What are the major types of vegetation in the world? I repeat, what are the major types of vegetation in the world? Describe vegetation in different rainfall conditions. Answer is, the major types of vegetation in the world are grouped as forest, grasslands, scrubs and tundra. I repeat, the major types of vegetation in the world are grouped as forest, grasslands, scrubs and tundra. In area of heavy rain, huge trees can be found. In areas of heavy rain, huge trees can be found. Forests are abundant. Forests are abundant in the areas of heavy rainfall. With moisture and rainfall, the density of forest declines. With moisture and rainfall, the density of forest declines. In moderate rainfall areas, grasslands are found. In moderate rainfall areas, grasslands are found. In dry areas, we find thorny shrubs and scrubs. In dry areas, we find thorny shrubs and scrubs. Plants here have deep roots and leaves have thorny surface to reduce loss of moisture. Students, have you ever seen the tree of a cactus? Plant of cactus is having the same thing. It is having thorny shrubs and scrubs. It has deep root, but the leaves are having thorny surface to reduce the loss of moisture. The tundra vegetation consists of mosses and lichens. The tundra vegetation consists of, I repeat, the tundra vegetation consists of mosses and lichens.